They are two different people. But the fact remains that she and Jamie started when she was at a different point in her life. And she's at a point now where women have to be careful, even men too, but like you have to be careful because you don't know, the person that you're with now, is it because of where you are now in life? Will that person have spoken to you where you were before? Jamie was in her life where she was before. So the difference between a man that met you when you were not anybody yet, how do I put it? The difference between the man that met you at the beginning and let's say believed in you and followed you in the journey to where you became what you became. And the difference between that man and the man that met you at the top is that it can be difficult to know if he really loves you for you or he loves you for who you have become. It's different from the man that loved you when you had not become what you have become. Jamie kept dragging me back to court and writing complaints to my lawyers constantly. The legal fees he incurred were self-inflicted. That happened.
And note that she didn't say why if truly he was dragging her back to court. She didn't say why, because if it was to fight for the custody of his children, a caring father would do anything, no matter how much it costs, to ensure that he gets his 50% custody, which I think he eventually got. Because from the beginning, from the way they explained, he wasn't getting 50% custody at the beginning. Initially, it was only like once in 2 weeks, and slowly, if he had to fight to eventually get 50% custody of his children, and it cost him all the money he has, so be it. That is a father trying to fight for his children, and there's nothing wrong with that.
It happens in a lot of divorce cases, and I believe it's better if couples can just agree and do it the right way and avoid unnecessary financial expenses. Video is way too long. Let me just rush through it. Oh my goodness. His 40th birthday. On Jamie's birthday, the girls had school. Okay, listen to that. Remember that the girls had school. They mentioned dad was going to Sydney for his birthday. He was aware she had dental emergency, right? So I took the next available appointment, which happened to fall on Friday. Right? It was a dental emergency, and coincidentally it fell on his birthday, right? And yet, if it was such an emergency, how come the child was able to go to school, right? Okay. And at the same time, if it was such an emergency, the children were not kept home from school. It was okay if they could go to school. Was it really an emergency?
And if you look at the screen, right, this is the text message from the dentist showing that there is an avenue or opportunity to reschedule if you want to. It says, hi, your appointment at such and such dental on the 12th of May, which is, they said, is the father's birthday. Look at the bottom. It said, reply yes to confirm or call on this number to reschedule. See you soon. So there's the avenue, the opportunity to reschedule for another day or even another time on the same day but a different time was there.
Let's be honest. If they could go to school, was it really an emergency? And let me tell you, there's nothing wrong with children taking a day off from school because of their father's birthday. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm telling you, one day will not be. People don't know what this life is. There are some days in your life you can never get it back. You see, birthdays are special. Nothing wrong in missing a day in school because of a birthday. Our fathers will die and live. The days we spent with them are the things we have left. Okay, she said it was a dental emergency, and then I offered for him to take them instead, as it was an emergency, and he said he'd rather take them out for ice cream so he doesn't miss his flight. Let me tell you guys, if these children had a dental emergency, there's no way they will be able for ice cream. I'm telling you guys. The text message is there. But now she's calling it emergency because I believe she's saying that so it can sound good. The appointment was for 5 p.m. I picked the girls up from the local ice cream place at 4:40 and we went to our appointment. Jamie then left for the airport at 5 p.m. to catch a flight to Sydney. He had a plan for the birthday. He texted her before the day, and she knows all of that. We saw the text message exchanges. At the end of the day, it happened, but people should not be messing with other people's birthday. Somebody actually left me a comment. I think I was in traffic or something. Where sometimes traffic is boring. Sometimes traffic is boring. Let me just read one or two comments. Something, I didn't read the whole of it, but I think I kind of started driving something. Something about did Jamie, even though they are broken up, that Jamie should be buying her flowers on her birthdays. And I'm like, for what reason? He doesn't owe her that. They are broken up. People forget that Jamie will marry someday. If you never know. If he said he believes in love.
Olivia asked, would I ever get married again? I would definitely get married again if I was to find the right person. I still believe in love. I still believe in marriage.
If Jamie marries another woman, Jamie will not tell his wife, I'm buying flower for my ex-wife. Are we really thinking about this? The dad play group. At this point of co-parenting, I had reached my tolerance and wanted minimal in-person contact with him for the sake of Eva and Zoe. He would always have his phone out trying to bait a disagreement with me because I didn't want them being used in content. Like I said, this is an accusation. She didn't show a single receipt of all the things she's saying. She didn't. Okay, she said, I asked him to put Zoe in school on Wednesday so I could completely avoid contact. Let's forget she never addressed why she never told him the school that the child attended until he had to go round and round the circle. Eventually, finally, he got to know the school the child attended. Okay, I asked him to put Zoe in school, one parent drop off, another parent pick up. This seems like a great solution, but of course he fought me on this too. Had there been work obligations restricting him from changing his schedule, I would completely understand, but there wasn't. He had only been to play group one time. He could have made other arrangements for the sake of co-parenting. We don't know that all of that accusation. Let me just skip that. Disney. I had to take legal action for the girls to even attend school at their ages. In Australia, you start school at 5 or 6, depending on how early in the year you were born. Jamie wanted them to delay another year so he can milk them. These are accusations. Okay, there's no proof, whatever. These are all accusations, right? Milk them for views why they were in his care. I said no. We live in Australia, and California was a very far flight, and he had never taken them out of the country alone. I didn't want them to go, but I offered to come so the girls didn't miss out on the experience. Or she offered to come so that she would go with them, right? And from what I know, Jamie already had a ticket for him and the two girls. Jamie said he didn't buy them, they were given to him. So it wasn't like, okay, he bought and didn't buy for her. And also, he doesn't owe it to her. Let's stick to the fact. He doesn't owe it to her. If their relationship is so volatile, if their relationship is so difficult, like she has said, she cannot even stand. She has said her tolerance level has gone so that she wants him to do drop off and he will do collection. But yet her tolerance level is allowing her to want to go with him on a trip together like a couple. You see contradiction. Okay. But he knew if I was there, I wouldn't like him filming them as much. So he had made co-parenting the issue. Okay, let me tell you guys. As a father, he has the right to film his children from the minute they wake up to the time they go to bed at night. If you guys have agreed not to put them on social media, you can say, don't post it. But as a father, he has every right to document every part of his travel for his children. Are you guys getting my point? So why should it be a problem? Don't show them on the internet. That's fine. But he can film them. Right now, their children are no longer being featured. Both of them can film them as much as they like and save it as a family memory. And then she said, I wouldn't like him filming them as much. So he made co-parenting the issue. Okay, I wanted to put... don't forget that Jamie eventually offered and said, okay, you take them. Abi, if the filming is the problem, they might say, okay, if truly, you see contradiction, you can take them. The text message exchange is there. You take them. I stay. You take them so that children don't miss out. And she still refused. If it's the filming that was her problem, she would have been happy to say, I'll take them. So he's no longer going to film them. You see contradictions. And he said, I wanted to put our issues aside and give the girls some happy memories with both parents. It doesn't have to be with both parents. Since you guys have a relationship where there's even restraining orders and all of that, they could go there and have a fight and somebody hit somebody and somebody's life is gone. I wouldn't even advise them to go to a trip together. They have not reached that level in their own breakup. They have not reached that level because there can be violence. The misunderstanding can happen that can even, let's be honest, misunderstandings can happen that can actually ruin the holiday for the kids. So them going together, I personally would say there was no need for them to go together for that trip, as if they were still a couple, right? Even in that, Jamie said, but we have broken up. You know, we're no longer together.
Not that long ago, the kids and I, we were gifted an all expenses paid trip to Disneyland, you know, flights, accommodation, special experiences for us at Disneyland, like once in a lifetime opportunity. And it just so happened to land on a week that was my week with the girls. And I gave her 27 days notice, and she was upset about the fact that I would get to take them to Disneyland before her, and how it's every parent's dream to do that. It wasn't like it was something that I'd planned. I'd been gifted it. She was also furious that I hadn't invited her, which we don't talk. We talk about things that are really important about the kids, and that's kind of it. So obviously I wasn't going to bring a person who abuses me on a trip like that. Like, that made no sense. And I was so heartbroken for the kids that I said, you can have the trip, take the trip. Like, I don't want the kids to miss out. The whole deal was apparently that she was upset that I was going to get to take them first. So I gave it to her, and she didn't want it. She just didn't want me to have it.
I wanted to put our issues aside and give the girls some happy memories with both parents. So if the memory for the children were more important, she should have even taken them when he finally said you can take them. The fact that even when he said, okay, you take them, she didn't go. There is no excuse for that. And it's sad that some people are making excuses for that. It's really sad. I brought up the matter of schooling. Let me tell you, another area where there was one where Jamie said that Jamie showed the proof, where she said, you always want to do the fun thing first, whatever. Nikki is a woman that loves to be in her house. And Jamie loves to go out and see the world. And that his personality is what he has extended to his children. He takes them to go see places because he doesn't want to sit at home and be staring at the wall or just watch TV. No, he is the kind of person that likes to go out and see the world out there. Nikki prefers to be at home. And that is exactly why she may not take the children to see a lot of things, because it's who she is. So each parent's personality is rubbing on the children according to how the parents are. So it's not, so everybody says Jamie is trying to do it first. No, this is who Jamie is. He likes to go and explore. And that is now, he's not extending that to his children. Why Nikki likes to be at home, and she's extending that to, nothing stops Nikki for doing anything first. There's so many things that can be done first. How come she doesn't have to wait until Jamie does them? I brought up the matter of schooling because he took me back to court and forced me to send the girls to this very expensive private school. She has not explained in what way. Did he say this is the school they must attend? Or there's something that happened that made it that, okay, the best option for her then is this. She has not explained. Be careful when people give you small and they don't expand on it, because then they are leaving the loophole, because they leave it in a way that is this for you to assume it this way. You understand? And that may not be the right way. She has not said specifically that he chose that school. This was his request. Request, what is his request? She didn't say that school was his request. She never said that. And I'm now responsible for their expenses. Okay, what are the expenses? She didn't say specifically school fees, school books. She has not said. Right? Okay, so we can't say what we don't know. Oh, I think we'll have one last slide. Depression is not something I would ever take lightly. The comments I made on the recorded audio were not okay. Before he pressed record, he was calling me crazy and said I needed psychiatric help. If somebody has anger that boils up a lot to the point of where there's violence in the equation, even ordinary, very high anger, it is a normal thing to be advised to seek help, to help you manage your anger, right? So if the man said that she needs help, people have said it in the comment, the way she reacted was a bit, she needs to take full custody of our kids. So I stooped to his level. That is accusation we didn't say. This isn't an excuse, and I apologize if those statements cause offense to anyone. Okay. Long story short, this was very manipulative and calculated attack on not only myself, but this act will also cause collateral damage to our 2 children. When I made that video then, when she was the one giving some hints in her videos, this was what I talked about the, think about your children. When they accuse their father of being, if truly the children are the priority for her, right? When they accuse their father of being violent and being the one that cheated, especially violence, she could have come out to speak and say, no, my children's father is not a violent man. If the children collateral damage was important, as she's claiming now. She could have come out to speak against that then, right? Okay, she said this was a 4-year-old clip, and now these clips will remain online forever. I personally think that because of the fact that he was being accused of being the violent one, and he wanted to uncounsel himself, and he had to comment to say, I was not violent. In short, she was the one that was violent, and he wanted to show proof, you know, and that's why he posted what he posted, right? Okay, because let me tell you guys, when somebody has been cancelled, and he feels that that's why he can't continue creating YouTube content. YouTube content, he was a YouTuber before he met her, before he had children. To lose all of that over an accusation that is false, I have moved on with my life. I'm in a loving, genuine relationship and finally at peace. Now, this is one area people grab, and I just smile. You know, I smile when I see people like, oh yeah, she now has a new guy. You guys, you don't know. You don't know. Let me tell you, when she met Jamie, I bet you she felt like this is it. I've posted her old video where she said he's the most caring. I'm so lucky to have him, whatever. Nobody knows. But let me tell you something everybody have to bear in mind. I keep saying it, right? Look, you can never, in my opinion, compare a man that married you or went into relationship with you when you had nothing. When I say when they started, Nikki didn't have a car, Nikki didn't have any of those things. You can't compare. Nikki was not like this. You know, Nikki was not like this. Then let's be honest, Nikki has really upgraded. You cannot compare a man that, you know, met you when you were just an everyday person to a man that comes into your life when you're already a known face on the internet, when you have upgraded. Let me tell you guys, right? When Jamie met Nikki, Nikki was she didn't even have a car. When I watched a video where this new guy, I don't know him, but let me speak this truth, right? That car that Nikki is driving, I remember when that was the car she wanted, nothing else. Jamie went with her. They had to travel far away. I think they flew to this other state, I don't know Australia, but to go buy this car. And they drove this car. Jamie drove that car from there and brought it home. And said, this is the car Nikki wants, and this is the car Nikki would get. And someone that you both started from scratch and rose together to the point where you can even drive a car like this, right? You cannot compare that man to the man that came into your life where you have become what you have become now. Whoever it is, I don't know him. What are the chances he would look at you twice where you were before? I saw where they went for a date, and I was looking at it, and I saw that it was Nikki's car that her date drove to the date. And I thought to myself, the man that is dating a woman, that drives a woman to a date with her own car, to a date with the woman's own car. Come on. You know, this is what I'm saying. Don't compare people. They are two different people. But the fact remains that she and Jamie started when she was at a different point in her life. And she's at a point now where women have to be careful. Even men too. But like, you have to be careful because you don't know, you know, the person that you're with now, is it because of where you are now in life? Will that person have spoken to you where you were before? Jamie was in her life where she was before. So the difference between a man that met you when you were not anybody yet, how do I put it? The difference between the man that met you at the beginning and let's say believed in you and followed you in the journey to where you became what you became. And the difference between that man and the man that met you at the top is that the man that met you at the top is hard to tell if he is in love with who you have become. It can be difficult to know if he really loves you for you or he loves you for who you have become. It's different from the man that loved you when you had not become what you have become. If that makes sense. It is very true, especially for women. Once you have started making the money. When I saw that video where they were going for a date and they went in her car, and I'm like, how do you go to take a woman out and you drive? I might as well drive my car by myself. I'm telling you, that threw me off. There's no crime in a man dating a woman dating a man that does not have money as her or does not even own a car, whatever. But I'm saying it can be tricky. That's what I'm saying, right? And for those that are comparing them, I'm just reminding people that Jamie went for Nikki when Nikki had not become who she has become. The question is, this new person, we have to wonder sometimes, what if Nikki had not become what she has become? Would that person actually have looked at her twice? We don't know. But it's tricky sometimes. You know, a lot of women become successful and they become enticing to a lot of guys that prefer a woman that's already made it. Let me put it that way. I have moved on a piece. The smear campaign was made to not only garner sympathy from his audience, but to revive a stagnant YouTube channel, sell an unreleased children's book, and completely slander my reputation. Jamie wanted revenge for me putting my foot down and restraining how often he posts the girls online. Don't forget that, like I keep saying, she said it and he agreed with it. It was not court ordered. If he really was desperate, and he would have said, I'll post them, because it's not court ordered. It's not ordered by the courts. It disheartens me that I need to even make this statement, because most people with discernment can see it for what it is. Okay, don't forget that people on both sides of the camp, that some people, that's what I said then. I said, if you bring a story is out there, some people will support you, but some people will support you, some people will support the other person. A lot of people are still on Jamie's camp, and some people are on Nikki's camp. And I believe that all the accusations people have been writing since this thing happened, I think that's what she's going with. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to read this. To Eva and Zoe, I'm so sorry. You know, now she's saying she's so sorry, but when she was posting narcissist posts and all those suggestive posts she was making that made people actually run with that narrative, and Jamie was the abusive one, Jamie was cheated, she was not sorry then. It is now that at least she's getting a bit, even if you say some people don't believe Jamie, some people, you know, it's not, at least the heat is no longer one direction. Now the heat is on both sides. You know what I'm trying to say? So all these mummies, she's sorry. She was not sorry then. It was only when they now brought out her own allegations against her that she became sorry. Long story short, let me tell you guys, unfortunately, you see, when parents break up, the heated aspect of it takes a while. Unfortunately, some people are able to be matured from get-go and do it right and not go beating around the bush. But unfortunately, there are some people that are never able. They have to go through all this fight and misunderstanding and everything until they've exhausted themselves. They go rest. last everybody go rest at last, as eventually it, you know, like it's like energy that's built up until it's like a sneeze. You know the way the sneeze is there until you let it out. Oh yeah, okay, then it's gone. Sometimes it takes couples burning themselves out and then they can move on. Some take longer than others. But I wish for them that at the end of the day, they can come to a point where they'll be like, okay, you know what? It's no longer about us. Let's focus on the children. And don't use the children as tools. You know, let me tell you, let me be honest. Nikki cannot come now and talk about exploiting children when she was full on with it at the beginning until after divorce. I think that she saw that, oh, I'm actually still doing well, even whether I post the children or not. He's not doing well. And I think she decided to pull it she pulled it and it continued. Why didn't she do the final part once and for all? Do you guys know that people started commenting and say, oh, look at Jamie, is always caring for the children, blah, blah, blah. And the people begin to see her like she was not doing enough. I believe it's a way of saying the more she posts them, the more people are going to think I'm not doing enough. It may be where it's coming from, because she was a part of the making of content with these children from the beginning. And at the same time, as he's making this content and he's saving memory for his children, I think that a part of her begin to feel like she cannot. Let me tell you, in most situations, men have the energy to do a lot, energetically involved stuff with their children, and he was doing and documenting. She cannot, let's be honest, look at her page, she rarely ever posts. She just have a simple layback life, whatever. And Jamie then is saving so much online, like she said, to be able to store memories for the children. And I think she got a bit jealous of that, because it's like he is enjoying the ability to have this thing posted for them to look back on. I'm not able to do it as much as he's doing it. You know, I don't have the energy and the time to do it. And then she decided to cut it down and say, if I cut it down, I think that's when she started cutting it down, because she could not match him when it comes to creating this content and leaving everlasting memories for these children. But I am a fan of don't put the children at all. Both of them, keep them off social media. I really hope I've addressed everything I wanted to address. As always, whatever your opinions are about everything, please leave them in the comment section below. With that, I'm going to say thank you for watching. Until the next time, guys. Bye-bye. Bye.